says the broadcast is live, but I'm not seeing anything.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, let's see. Are we on here? We're having tech issues, so if I'm talking and you guys see me.
Well, it seems to say
Ooh,
live.
I think I'm on there. I see a box. I'm on there.
So it wasn't really broken in the first place. It's just displaying is broken.
Apparently.
Okay, good.
Hello, everyone. All right. Sorry for the delay. We had some technical issues and figures, so this is going to be a good show. You know it. Because look at this lusciousness I'm making.
Woohoo!
From scratch.
Look at that lusciousness.
Ooh, it's a pecan pie.
And the pie, too.
Alrighty. Wow. Hello, everyone.
Dave's like, oh,
Sorry for the delay. We were having problems where our system said it wasn't working, and we just thought we'd go ahead and click go anyway, and it's going. So there you go.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get going. I am cooking an entire... We have to get this light fixed. It keeps driving me crazy. We are cooking an entire Thanksgiving dinner. Mike put 10 people on there. Bye, Gavin.
Bye.
Mike put 10 people on there, but I'm actually feeding 11 people. So I'm feeding my family of 4, maybe 6 will eat. I'm not sure if the other 2 are eating tonight or not. My neighbor's family of 5 and my grandparents 2. We're going to have significant leftovers also, huh? Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Are they chilling here and eating?
No.
Or are they
We're going to
chilling
fill
there?
up their containers and they're going to take it home. Hello, everyone. All right, so let's get started since we're late.
Somebody else, how's the weather? It's been snowing here, although today it's starting to clear up, isn't it?
Yep, we got a lot of snow yesterday, but it was really nice.
It was really, really nice.
Oh, so sorry, Janice, about all the smoke in California. You poor people just really are having a hard time there. Okay, turkey. Let's get started. Now, my turkey, this whole meal is for $25 or less. Now, I will say, I spent more than $25 on this. I spent about $70 on this. But, here's the but. You don't use all the ingredients for one meal. So like my mayonnaise, I'm going to only use like 10 cents worth of mayonnaise. I'm only going to use, 3 cents worth of cornstarch. I'm only going to use a third of the turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. So you have to remember that when we say $25, that's because some of the ingredients like the brown sugar, the lemon juice, all those things we use for other things, okay? So for the turkey, right now is the time for turkeys. It's wonderful. Mike and Dave have been hitting the grocery store every day. It's a limit 1. So every day, it doesn't say limit 1 per household. It doesn't say limit 1 per transaction. It just says limit 1.
But you do have to buy a certain amount of other groceries.
Yeah, if you buy, was it $20 or $25?
It's $25.
$25. So they had other things like butter and Cheerios on sale that we stocked up on those and got our turkey for 49 cents a pound. Now, I know somebody's going to ask me this.
Well, the butter and Cheerios we got for super cheap for doing it that way, too.
The butter was $2.49 and the Cheerios were $1.99, which is good for my area. The name brand Cheerios. Somebody's going to ask me what size turkey I got. I don't know. I just threw a turkey in the oven.
It was about this big.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that big, but I would say it was probably 10 to 12, 13, 14 pounds maybe, somewhere around there.
You think that's all?
Yeah, probably. Somewhere around there.
Everybody's loving on your apron.
Oh, thank you. Mom made this for me. So, Mike will put the recipe in there. Now, this...
The recipe for the turkey?
This is absolutely the best turkey you will ever eat.
The Thanksgiving recipes or the turkey one by itself?
Fine.
Okay.
This is absolutely the best turkey you will ever eat. Every person who eats this turkey never makes it the way they used to. They only use my recipe after this. Now, this is my mom's recipe, my recipe now. Several people are saying that they're getting turkeys for 39 and 33 cents. Becky and Mindy got them for 39 and 33 cents. So here's the deal, guys. I've been sending Mike every day that they go to work at the library. They work at the library, not for the library. And so every time they go to work, I have them stop by and stock up on some groceries that we can use. Have I gotten 3 or 4 turkeys?
I don't know.
I should have had to get another one today.
Yeah, we forgot.
I forgot.
Asked him, but
Yeah,
he was like,
forgot. Should have gotten one more
you
today.
asked me? I didn't even
yeah,
realize.
like, are we gonna
So
get
right
one
now-
with chicken?
Oh,
I mean,
chicken.
another
Oh,
turkey?
that's why I didn't understand.
So between my chicken haul that I did a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, I've got 10 or 12 chickens in there all ready to go, and I've got 3, I think, turkeys in there ready to go. So we're not going to have to buy poultry for probably 4 to 5 months. So that is a good deal. All right. So,
Just don't drop it. Yeah.
oh yeah, did you
She
guys
was-
see where I dropped my? We should have put that in there. Oh man, I dropped my turkey on. I've
was
only
it
cooked.
2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I've only cooked Thanksgiving dinner once in 24 years, which is crazy being a cookbook author, but we normally go out to eat for Thanksgiving. And the one year I cooked it, my grandparents were here, and I pulled it out of the oven, and our turkey is so moist and juicy, my hand slipped, and I dumped the whole turkey on the floor.
Oof.
And I will say, we ate it anyway. I'm sorry. We scraped everything off the top that we could, left all the gross stuff on the bottom, but we scraped everything we could off the top.
So Angela wants to know, does it matter what kind of turkey? Doesn't, does it?
I get the
What brand of
cheapest turkey available, and I don't get Butterball, and I'll show you why. Because the cheapest turkey available is way cheaper by like 50% than the next buttery turkey. But here's how I do mine. Okay, you ready? Go, Dave.
And Leslie says,
Come
oh.
here.
Yeah? Yeah, I need
Oh my
more
goodness,
salt.
how perfect is your cup?
You have to come here.
One of my viewers sent this. Okay, is it running? Okay,
It's not
so
running yet. You ready?
So Tar's going to show you what we did this morning.
So at 7 o'clock this morning, I unwrapped my turkey in the sink, and I pulled out all the giblets, the gravy packet. I don't personally use the gravy packet. I don't like their gravy. I make my own, and I'm going to show you that. Drained all the excess water from washing it. That's water mixed with blood, just so you guys aren't freaked out. Now, see the little pop-up thing on the top there? That's the breast. You actually want that facing down. Make sure you face it down, okay?
That's it right there. Oh,
Yeah, so you want your breast, your turkey breast going down. Then I take a full stick of butter, and this butter is best for this one. I don't normally use margarine for this. I stick it in. I got my bird turned around the wrong way. Stick it in the end. Oops, forgot the neck. Sorry, guys. And then, there we go. All nice and lovely. Then I take my foil and I cover the entire thing so that it is sealed completely. And just make sure you get all the edges really, really well. You don't want any steam escaping at all. Just seal it around. I do use a disposable pan for this, just because it's Thanksgiving and I don't want to be doing a lot of dishes. Or whenever I make a turkey, I've been doing a lot of dishes. So, that's what we did at 7 o'clock this morning, okay? So then, through the magic of television,
Dun dun.
Jessica's asking salted or unsalted butter.
I use salted, but it could be either way. Now, what I did was I stuck that in the oven
Ooh.
at 350 degrees for an hour to get it started. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook right here, page 196 in the classic edition. Dining on a Dime cookbook, the classic edition right here, okay? So, let me show you what you have. Now, there are people that balk about this, and I never understand why, but they're like, well, it's not golden brown on top. No, you're not going to have the beautiful skin, but you are going to have a tasty turkey.
It's so delicious.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That isn't dried out, that is moist and delicious. Right here. Okay, so Mike's going to do a taste test right now. This is live. Okay, now tell him the truth. You're going to tell him the truth, right?
Okay, sure.
No matter what.
Well,
I know what the truth is because it's delicious.
it
It's
really
good.
is good. It's
Okay.
actually juicier than really any of the other turkeys.
Yeah.
Like if we go out to eat somewhere, there's never this juicy.
Honestly, I'm getting kind of tired of eating out. Now this Thanksgiving, we're leaving town for our family vacation and we're going to Branson. And so that's why I'm making tonight's dinner, because I really wanted a Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, come back this way, Dave.
Hang on. Sorry. I was having an issue with the mic.
Okay, so then what you're going to do,
You don't have to use a disposable pan if you have trouble managing them, right?
no, you can use a regular pan, just line it with foil to make it easy. Or do you want some?
Because Weedy Garden says,
No, not some
I find them
turkey.
tricky to hold on
What
to.
do you want?
Just the skin.
Well, the skin's not crispy. They want what?
Oh, man.
Weedy Garden just said, I understand the reason for using a disposable pan, but I find them tricky to hold on to. So that's
No,
why I
that's
asked.
fine. Yeah, you can use whatever you want. Now, here's what I do, and this is a little trick. If the turkey gets done, because what you're going to do is you're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 1 hour, and then I turn it down to 275 degrees for another, let's see, 7 o'clock this morning, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, another 8 hours. Okay?
So Penny is asking you leave the plastic thingy on the legs. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Penny G.
Plastic thingy on the legs.
Or maybe she's talking about somebody else.
Oh, yeah, I do. I know what she's talking about, but I do. Ooh,
What?
we should do a wishbone and see.
Wishbone.
Okay, so then what I do is I kind of pick off the meat if my turkey got done a little bit early. And I put all of this juicy, yummy goodness. See, look at that whole turkey breast right there. And I put it in the pan and I scoop some of the juice so it doesn't dry out. Okay, and then I cover it, and you can pick it all off the bones. I'm just not going to pick it all off the bones right now because we need to keep going. But
So we have a couple questions about the turkey.
okay, hold on just a minute. So, oh my goodness, that is good. Okay, turkey is my favorite meat actually.
Oh.
Okay, so then I'll pick it all off the bones, leave the juices, put the meat in the juices, and recover it with my foil until I'm ready to serve, okay? And then what I'll do is take my turkey out, and I'll make my gravy, and it will be all yummy and delicious, okay? So, I'm going to set this to the side while we answer questions. Go ahead.
I'm going to share this link again. It's traditional Thanksgiving recipes. This is the one that has the turkey in it. And it has other things too. So we had, let's see.
Okay, go ahead.
Susan asked, do you use salt and pepper?
I do not. So I use salted butter, but really, I know I'm a big salt freak, as you can see. Thank
The world
you.
needs more sodium chloride.
And I really do think that salt is where people are not cooking well enough. But with this recipe, you really don't need more salt. So what I do is I let everybody do the salt themselves. Okay, let's see who's gonna get the wishbone.
Oops, sorry.
Here we go. Ready?
Wait,
2,
we
3.
have to make a wish.
Yeah, whoever gets the big part gets the... No way.
My part's bigger.
Well, that's pretty close to the middle.
No, Dad's part is bigger.
Okay.
Now we'll see. So Darlene asked, you said $3.50 for an hour, but the book says $2.50. Would you explain,
Yeah.
please?
Okay, so if I'm cooking it, here's how I cook it. If I'm cooking it in the morning, I do $3.50 for 1 hour, $2.50 to $2.75 for the rest of the day if I'm eating around 5 or 6. If I'm cooking it overnight, I just put it straight in the oven at $2.50 and just let it cook overnight at $2.50. Then I tear it off the bones, like I said, and I put it in the gravy. So let's say it gets done at noon and you're not eating till 2. I put it in the gravy, or I mean the juices, cover it up, put it in a really low oven, and if I need to, I take it in and out of the oven a few times if I'm baking something else and do it. Now, I know I said I've only cooked one Thanksgiving dinner, but I cook on Thanksgiving. I actually cook Thanksgiving dinner several times a year because I love turkey so much. So I just don't usually cook it on Thanksgiving.
Well, and it's so easy because all she does is spend like 3 minutes in the morning doing what you saw in that video.
Yeah.
And then sticks it in the oven, and then when she pulls it out, it's done.
Yeah.
So it doesn't require any other treatment along the way.
No. Okay, so next we're going to do our mashed potatoes. We're going to get those started. They are in Dining on a Dime cookbook on page 132.
And if you're on the YouTube side, I am sharing the links, but YouTube is blocking some of them. So if you can't find the links, you can go to livingonadime.com and click show notes. I'm also going to put it in the description on YouTube below.
Dining on a Dime mashed potatoes are on page 132, Jack's favorite. I will remember the sugar. You love the sugar, huh? Okay, so I've already pre-cut and sliced some of my potatoes here. Hold on, Dave, come back to me for just a minute. I need to do one other thing. I know I'm going to get comment after comment after comment. It happens every year. Every year. You are not going to get food poisoning cooking your turkey at 250 degrees.
What?
Have you ever been food poisoned by eating my turkey?
I don't think so.
Here's the thing, guys. The bacteria that is in turkey and chicken dies when it gets above 120 degrees. You are cooking at 250 degrees for anywhere from 8 to 15 hours, depending on how big your turkey is.
Isn't it 140? Isn't it 140?
I looked it up the other day and they said 120.
Oh, okay. Well,
But they
250
want
is
you
still
to
above
get,
that.
but they want you to get above 140 so that it's thoroughly cooked through the inside. Number 2, I do not put my stuffing in the turkey. I cook my stuffing separate because when you put the turkey in the stuffing in, that would be fun, putting the turkey in the stuffing. When you put the stuffing in the turkey, it's so compacted in there, it doesn't always cook all the way through, and that's where you have the food poisoning issues. So cook your stuffing from in a different container. I don't know, is stuffing, we don't have regular stuffing, we have stuffing mix in Dining on a Dime on page 154. So if you want to pre-make your stuffing, you can right here, or 152, Dining on a Dime cookbook. Okay, in the classic, or in the 20th anniversary edition, Jack, you may, but in the 20th anniversary edition, we are going to have Grandma's homemade stuffing. All right, so don't worry about getting food poisoning. You're not going to get food poisoning. Guys, you go to a barbecue joint and you eat slow-cooked briskets, slow-cooked ribs. How do you think they're slow cooked? They're not cooked at 350 degrees. They're cooked at 250 to 275 for a long time. That's how you get all your meats, your roast, your chicken, everything really tender and juicy without being a dried out hard piece of meat, okay?
Oh, Stormy's asking, how do you know how long?
So, it depends on how big your bird is. If it's a smaller bird, I would cook it about 8 hours. If it's a gigantic bird, I would cook it probably 12 hours. Now, here's the thing. 2 hours before you're ready to eat, if your turkey is not done, crank your heat up to 350 and it will be done, okay? That's what you can do to save it if it's not quite finished yet. If 2 hours before dinner it's not ready yet, the beauty of this is you can cook it ahead of time. You can take the juice and all the meat and put it in a crock pot on warm or low and just keep it in there, and then take out the turkey and then use your juice to make your gravy later if it gets done 3 or 4 hours even early. So that's the beauty of this, is you don't really have to worry about it and fuss about it. You can use the oven for other stuff then because it gets done. How do I thaw mine? Susan, I thaw mine in the garage. I live in Colorado. This time of year, it always is 40 degrees, somewhere around there in my garage. It never fails. So I just set mine in the garage in a bag or a box or whatever. If you think you're going to have rodents or something, put them in a cooler. That will work. It's just the same as a refrigerator. Otherwise, put it in your refrigerator and you'll need to thaw it for at least 3 to 4 days.
So let's see, there were some other things. Brandy wants to know, how long is a frozen turkey good in a deep freezer? Do you have any idea?
6 to 9 months.
And let's see, Stacy's wondering, what do you serve besides the turkey? What are the side
Okay,
dishes?
so here's what I'm making right now. We're having turkey, we're having mashed potatoes, we're having gravy, we're having orange Jell-O salad, we're having broccoli salad, we're having rolls, and we're having pecan pie, and sweet potato casserole, and cranberry sauce.
Wait,
And that's
is
all
this-
for the $25?
Is
That's what they were
this
wondering.
on Thanksgiving or right now?
We're cooking it today.
So wait.
Yeah.
So
that's for them and us today.
Yes.
So I shared the link for traditional Thanksgiving recipes. That is many of the recipes. I will share a couple others as we make them.
So early Thanksgiving feast?
Yes, we're having our Thanksgiving early. Okay, so for your mashed potatoes, come down please, Dave.
Hang on.
Mashed potatoes are on page 132 in Dining on a Dime. Once again,
Amy wants to know, do
Dining
you
on a Dime, mashed potatoes.
Do you brine your
I
bird?
do not. I do not brine it. I do not marinate it. I don't do anything but just
It's like-
sit the bird in there with a thing of butter.
It is so easy when I watch her do it. It's like literally 3 minutes. She
Yeah.
puts the butter in it. She takes it apart, puts the butter in it, and sticks it in the oven.
Yeah.
Well, like
Literally, what you guys just saw, that was basically real time for what
that
I
was
did
the whole
this morning.
process except putting it in the oven.
Yeah, that was basically what I did. Now, for your mashed potatoes, guys, here's a trick that Mom has. And she does not, most people will chop up their potatoes little like this. Don't waste your time doing that. Just quarter them. If you quarter them, they still cook all around the edges, but you don't have as many cuts to do. So thank you, Mother, for that time-saving tip there. So I just cut them all up, put them in my water, and we're going to turn those on. Okay?
The mashed potatoes are in this post, right?
Yeah. Okay, next, we are going to make,
We need to get multiple.
we're going to make pecan pie. Now, this is Mom's favorite pie. It is on page 254, Dining on a Dime Cookbook, page 254, pecan pie. Mom absolutely loves it. All right, here we go. And where'd my bowl go? Oh dear, I lost my bowl. Here's my bowl. Yeah,
So for whatever reason, YouTube is not letting Living on a Dime post on this show.
little turds.
Everything is...
It's my show.
I know. So sorry, guys. If you're on the YouTube side, I'm seeing your comments.
Well,
but
is
when
there anybody a moderator on there? Make Penny a moderator and send her the links. Dave's a moderator. See if he can do the links.
Hang on. Just the book?
Okay, pecan pie. So, what you want to do is you want to take your butter and you want to put it in a saucepan and you want to brown it. Watch it very carefully. All you do is you melt it until it starts getting a little golden brown like that, okay? Then you're going to cool your butter. This is 1 stick of butter, okay? Then you're going to cool it. Then what you're going to do is in a bowl, let me see. What I do, well, here's what I do. I wait until my butter is all cooled and then I pour it straight in here, okay? But if
Yeah, let me post
you
it.
don't want to wait, here's a little trick. For your corn syrup, now the reason why I do it is because my container is already greasy from the butter. So then when I go to pour my corn syrup in, right here,
That is a lot of corn syrup. How much sugar do you put in that?
it's a pie. It's a lot of sugar. Okay, so then when I take my corn syrup, it just slides right out.
I should start
And it
eating
doesn't
this.
stick, and I don't have to fight getting it out. It just slides really smoothly straight out, just like so.
Ooh.
Now, if you don't have your butter in here, spray your measuring cup with a little bit of spray oil and then put your corn syrup in, okay? Then we're just going to add all the rest of our ingredients. We've got our, I lost my sugar. Where'd my sugar? Oh, here's my sugar. Okay. So we've got our sugar right here. Then we're going to put in our eggs. There's one. I know. I should probably crack these separately in case I get a thing, but you know, what can I say?
Luann says, "Hi, I'm coming for dinner."
Yay! Come on over. Okay. So I got my eggs in here, and then my lemon juice, then my vanilla. Okay, let's see. I got my butter, corn syrup, sugar, eggs, lemon juice, vanilla, dash of salt. So here's the thing with salt, guys. Salt brings out the sweetness in things. So you don't, unless you're on a restricted diet, you don't want to leave the salt out. That is one thing. If something doesn't taste correct in your cooking, 9 times out of 10, you have not put in enough salt. So I would add salt until you can taste, just start tasting the salt, and then you've added enough. Okay, then we have our pecans. All these recipes are in the description below. And you're going to stir all of this together. See how simple that is? It's super simple. Okay. Now, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your pie crust, and I'm not going to show making this time because I just made one last week, so go back to my pumpkin pie show and you guys can watch that. Okay. And then I practiced my crimping. I don't know that I got it real great, but I'm getting better at it. Are you guys proud of me? I'm getting better.
That looks delish.
It is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what I do is add a few more pecans to the top for decoration. Larger pieces, okay? Just poke them down.
Liz, the pecan pie is on the website, and it's actually on the front page right now. There's a link to the traditional Thanksgiving recipes, and it's there. I am trying to share it in YouTube, but it's YouTube's not letting me. It's in the description on YouTube, though, down below.
Okay, so then you're going to put this in your oven. Now, I would suggest putting it on a cookie sheet or a cookie sheet underneath because it will bubble up and over sometimes, okay? Now, then what you're going to have through the magic of television is that luscious goodness.
Whoa, look at that.
Does that not look delicious?
Wow, I'm quite impressed.
Looks delicious. So, here's another tip. See how my edges got a little too brown here? I was getting ready for the show, so I wasn't paying attention. Oh. But watch your pie, and if it starts getting a little too brown, cut a little piece of foil. Just a minute. This is my file folder. I keep clean but used foil in here, and I fold it up and I slide this in my cabinet, okay? And then you just put a little foil, what's this called? I can't remember what this is called. But anyway, you just put a little foil tent type thing around the crust edges, and then the pie will keep baking, but the crust won't get any browner, okay? So I'm going to keep these for my pie. Yes?
I demand mashed potatoes.
You demand mashed potatoes? Do they sound yummy to your tummy?
When are they going to be ready?
In about 15 minutes. Are you starving to death? You're starving to death? Okay. So here's your beautiful pecan pie. Yummy. I put this in 400 degrees for 10 minutes. And then I turn it down, or 425 for 10 minutes. And then I turn it down to 325 for 40 minutes. Okay? There we go.
You can block you on your own channel.
Now, next, we are going to make the green, or not the green bean casserole, the sweet potato casserole. Page 135. Right here. Sweet potato casserole, page 135. Dining on a Dime cookbook if you're just joining us. Okay. So what you're going to do is I have my sugar in here already. I ran out of bowls. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. You're going to take 3 cups of sweet potatoes and you're going to mash them.
This recipe is also on this page, right?
Yes, Mike's sharing the recipe. All these recipes are in the description below. I get at least 1 comment a day from people saying, share the recipe, share the recipe. We do share the recipe in the descriptions below.
And if you're on Facebook and you can't find it, if you go to livingonadime.com and click show notes, all the links are right on that page.
Yep. Okay, now you can use sweet potatoes that you roast yourself. We actually have a video coming out on that next week. Super simple. Throw them in the oven, 350 degrees for an hour. That's all you do is just put them in a, okay, so there is 2 cups. You just put them in a pan and roast them. Cover them with foil if you want and roast them for 350 degrees. Okay. Let me get the rest. So this is 1 great big can of sweet potatoes.
Is that enough sweet potatoes for you?
It
You need
is.
to go buy another jumbo.
I love sweet potatoes.
Are our pecans expensive? One lady said she pays $9 for 10 ounces.
Yes, pecans are expensive, but these were 8 ounces and they were $5. So I did this, the pecans were my most expensive ingredient. And it was $6 for enough pecans to make the pie and the sweet potato casserole.
Aren't they normally like $10 a pound?
I don't know, but they're expensive.
We bought at the store me and Dad were going to earlier.
And I'm sharing everybody the links for the recipes here so you can get the exact amounts.
Okay, now sweet potatoes are super easy to mash. You just mash them all up just like this.
Did you pre-bake the crust of the pie?
I did not pre-bake the crust of the pie. I just threw it in there. Okay, so I'm mashing up my sweet potatoes. Just like so. Super, super simple. So this is my sugar and my sweet potatoes that are in here right now. I'm adding my 2 eggs. There's 1. Whoops. Oh dear. See, that's what I was trying to avoid. 2.
Ooh, Danielle says buy 1 get 1 free at Publix for pecans this week.
Oh.
So if you have a Publix near you.
Well, there you go. That's a great deal. My 2 eggs and my vanilla, and then my butter that has been melted. Okay. Now I will say that I reduce the amount of sugar in this recipe. I prefer it slightly less sweet. So I use a 1/2 cup of sugar for the base instead of a full cup. So if you like things really, really sweet, then you will love it. What? It's just water.
Oh, it looked like it was jumping outside.
And then just stir all this up, and I forgot my pan. Okay, well, since I don't feel like digging to get a pan, I'll just use my iron skillet. So I'm gonna pour this in my pan. You can use just a 9 by 9 inch cake pan if you want. I'm using my iron skillet just because it was the closest one to the front. It's about the same size. Okay, there you go. Get it all nice and done in there. Now, just smooth it around, just like so. Then you're gonna take and you're gonna make your topping, which is a 1/2 cup of flour. I'm using gluten-free flour because I'm gluten-free and I want to eat it. My brown sugar and then my pecans.
If you have more people than the 10 that she's talking about, you can just make more of these things.
Oh yeah, just double
very
your
easy.
recipes. Yeah, this is super easy. If you have 20, 30 people, just double, triple your recipes for however many you need. Okay, so I've got my, what do you call it? My brown sugar mixture there. Now I'm just quickly breaking up my pecans. So here's a funny story while I'm breaking up my pecans. The first it would have been the second Thanksgiving, I guess, that we were married. We were living in Texas and they had pecan trees lining the roads. And we had zero money at all. So what I did, we got invited to some people's house for Thanksgiving because we had no family there. And so I thought, okay, I'll make sweet potato casserole. So I went and gathered pecans off the ground, split them open. It took me like an hour and a half to split them open. Now I know why they cost so much. So then I put them in my sweet potato casserole. And when we got to the people's house, I bit down and every single bite had pieces of shell in it. I was totally mortified. Oh my goodness. So I have never shelled my own pecans since then.
So Bonnie's asked a few times about the $25. She was wondering, is that the cost of all the ingredients for the
Yes.
pies and everything?
Yes.
I'm
The cost I'm going to give you a breakdown here in just a second and tell you what I spent on everything, okay?
Suzanne to
And
smack the
It's also
pecans
on
together.
the, well, not for what you're doing now, but what's on that post has a breakdown as well.
Oh, it's on the post. Oh, yeah. Go look at the post and you can see the breakdown.
So the post that I keep sharing with traditional Thanksgiving recipes, or it says the recipes are here, it has a breakdown for all that. And I think Tara might have done a few different things today, so she'll probably mention that. when
Okay,
this is done.
so I'm getting all my butter mixed in with my flour mixture here. Make sure you get down to the bottom. I need a bigger...
This is on page 135 for those who are asking. Buttermilk base soap.
Okay, so then what I do is I take and spread it around. Nice little crumbles. Ooh, yum. Let's get it all spread around. My hands are clean. You guys just saw me wash my hands. Going all around. And then we are going to throw this in the oven and bake it at 350 for 20 minutes. Okay?
Francis wants to know what is the difference between yams and sweet potatoes?
I have no
I
idea.
think they're the same thing.
Well, this can said yams in big letters, and then it said something about sweet potatoes
I
in
think they're
smaller
the same
letters.
thing.
I think
Yep.
yams is just the company.
It may be the way that it's
Something.
prepared.
It may be a cultural thing. Well, one part of the country calls them yams and one calls them sweet potatoes. I don't know. Okay, next. Oh, I forgot to tell you, on my mashed potatoes, we love garlic mashed potatoes. So, what? Oh man.
Are these crushed up?
We have a
garlic?
couple questions. Can we ask before
Just
you
a
do
second.
this one? Oh man, that
Open
is.
that. So, I just get this chopped garlic. It was like $3 for this whole thing, and then I just use it for all of it. And then I just put a nice healthy spoon in my mashed potatoes and cook
Ooh.
it with, 2 spoons.
2 super heaping
And
spoons.
put it in with the mashed potatoes, okay?
Mike is great
All right.
with that. We had a few questions.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, Bandana Grandma said her broccoli salad is delicious. I ate some in her kitchen while I was visiting.
Yay!
It is amazing. And actually, you can buy something like it at a lot of deli or a lot of like grocery store salad bars. It's like $8 a pound for if you buy
And
it.
mine's better.
And it's cheaper too.
Just kidding.
And so, let's see. Bandana Grandma also asked, please clarify the time needed to cook overnight at 250 degrees.
The time, I put it in at 10 o'clock at night, and in the morning I check it, and if it's done, then I peel off all the meat, put it in the juices, either in the crock pot on low or warm, or in the oven at about 170 degrees. And let it just sit there for the rest of the day, covered. Cover it.
And the other ones were just, Stacy said, I made your pumpkin pie a few days ago. It turned out great.
Yay!
Dad said I'm going to have to make this pie. Your pie crust is always a hit in my family, as I'm
Yay!
making it for Thanksgiving again this year.
It's the best pie crust ever.
Yep.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of other people talking about how awesome the pies were.
Yay! Yay! Thank you, guys. Okay, for my broccoli salad, I cut up 2 heads of broccoli here. I'm going to add a couple of good dollops of mayonnaise. Then in here, I have my raisins, my sugar, and my red onion all cut up in there, okay? Then, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna spread this around. Did you get the recipe for this? I don't know if I told you.
I think I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, this recipe, guys, once again, the link is in the description below. This is not in our classic edition. It's going to be in our 20th edition of Dining on a Dime when it comes out in 2 weeks.
Woohoo!
2 weeks.
And by the way, if you did order from that sale, the 20th anniversary edition and Penny Pinch and Mama and menus from Dining on a Dime are all part of the pre-order. So those will be shipping hopefully around December 1st.
Yep. Okay,
So.
1 more good dollop of mayonnaise. And I just eyeball my mayonnaise because, I mean, there's a recipe for it, but I just kind of eyeball it and make sure it's just moist enough. Now, this is one of those recipes, just double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, tentuple. What is a 10 times called?
Oh, probably a deck something.
A decuple? Now, this one you can make up the day before, and I find it tastes better if you let it sit overnight and all these flavors meld together. It's delicious. There's your broccoli salad. Now, next, we have our orange Jello salad. This is another, oh shoot, Dave, can you go get the orange Jello out of the cabinet for me? This is another, can you grab the Cool Whip? This is another one of those recipes.
What?
Grab the orange Jello. That is
Where is
super easy in the cabinet in there.
Oops, I think I froze it.
Oh, I told you to put it in the fridge. Did you seriously freeze it?
I did freeze it.
Okay, well, we pretend that our Cool Whip isn't frozen.
If you open it, won't it defrost pretty fast?
Thanks, dear.
Why don't you microwave it?
Okay, so what I'm going to do...
Oh, it's exploding.
Except the microwave is dead.
Oh, yeah. the
Okay,
microwave is-
so what I would do normally is throw this in the microwave for like 5 to 10 second increments and stir every now and then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it on my stove and hope it gets done by the end of the show. But we're going to take and pour in our cottage cheese. What am I thinking? Okay, got our cottage cheese right there. And then we're going to pour in our Jell-O.
So
Okay.
yams are sweet potatoes. Jamie showed me a picture on Facebook.
It's just a cultural
And
thing.
it seems to just be called a different thing.
And then your thing of mandarin oranges. Got that in. Let me check my sweet potatoes. Okay, they are almost done. Or I mean
So Kristen says everyone thinks I'm nuts when I make this orange salad, but it's so good.
Oh, is this not the best salad in the world? Now, these mandarin oranges are drained. So you don't want all the juice. You know, this is my reward dinner for everything we went through unlocking Ellie's car, I would say. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Not only
Okay.
that.
Share that story today.
So, I don't know if I'll have time. All right, so I'm getting everything all mixed up. And then what you do is you add a container of Cool Whip or whipped topping in here. Yes, you can use real whipped cream if you want. But you put it in here and then it's ready to go and you just store it in the refrigerator. This is the yummiest stuff ever. Okay, now, last but not least, I'm going to show you what we do for biscuits.
Wait,
Now,
the orange Jello recipe, where is that?
it's on the website. We put it on there last year, but I don't know where.
Sorry, I didn't share that because I...
Okay, we'll find the link and put it in the
What is
description
it called?
below. Woo! I think just orange Jello salad, but I don't know.
Oh, come on. Where is that gif where everything explodes and it's past that?
Okay, so then we have our biscuits. Now, I will be honest and say I don't make homemade biscuits for big holidays. It's just too much work for big holidays. So what I do is my kids love these flaky biscuits, and we don't hardly ever use them. So what I do is I throw these in the oven for my kids and put them in there. Okay, so my pecan pie is sort of boiling over a little bit here. Let's see. What can we do? Scoot it over there. Then scoot in my biscuits. I ran out of cookie sheets. Now I'm turning down my oven.
What was in the orange Jello salad?
Stop. Cottage cheese, mandarin oranges, Jello, and Cool Whip. Jack. Okay, now I am one of those people. I love cranberry sauce, but I like the jelly. I'm sorry, I am not a real cranberry sauce person. There's just something so satisfying about getting that blop. Oh, they'd have it so you can't undo the bottom.
Oh, so Amy T says we don't have Jello salad in Australia, so this is a new concept to me. Do you eat it as a dessert or with the main meal?
Kind of both.
Then
It
it's
just
the same.
depends. Okay, normally they have the can so that you can put the can opener on the bottom and let the suction out, but it's not working. So I have no idea how I'm gonna get this out. Let's see.
Because you can't cut the bottom off of that can?
I can't cut the bottom off to get the suction out. Normally you cut the bottom. Well, let's just try if we can cut it maybe.
Oh, but then it won't have that perfect little can shape.
It's farting.
It's so romantic for everyone.
Did
Okay,
you
let's
hear
see.
that?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I know.
Ta-da!
Wow.
There we go. So then how we serve it is we cut it in half.
Oof. Oh, it died.
And then you have nice little lines to cut your pieces. Isn't that beautiful?
So Susan says, yeah, they messed up those cans. Makes me mad.
Good grief, little turkeys.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lisa says, first live show. Love your videos.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so here's my mashed potatoes and my garlic. And I'm going to drain those real quick here.
A lot of people were saying, poke a hole in the bottom with a knife. Or tap the bottom with a knife. White Picket Fence says we run a butter knife around it sometimes.
Oh,
there
that's
you
a
go.
good idea. Okay. So
Man,
then,
that smells great, all that garlic.
what I'm going to do,
Nope.
is in my mashed potatoes. Now this is on page 132. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. I know you're going to say, what? Sugar? These are the best mashed potatoes you will eat. Trust me on this.
Did you hear Jack? He said don't forget the sugar.
Yes, Jack absolutely loves the sugar. And then butter.
It doesn't make it
Get
super
that in there.
sweet, though. It just,
No, you don't even taste the sugar. All it does is just brings out the sweetness.
It contrasts with the
Yeah.
salt.
And then the salt. There we go. Okay.
Oh, Kelly says Greeley, Colorado here, not far from you.
Ooh.
Hi, Kelly.
Okay, now it's easiest if you smash down your potatoes first, okay?
See, just take Jack's word for it. The sugar, it actually makes it taste better.
Makes it taste great, huh? Now, I will say that if you have lumpy mashed potatoes, it's usually because they did not get cooked long enough. And you didn't use your beaters, okay?
Smells good.
Need more butter.
Yeah, I only put some of the butter in to start with. All right. There is all that yummy mashed potato goodness.
Beautiful.
Let's see, you probably want more butter, but somebody's already ready.
Oh.
Starving.
Well, Amy T says we have a kind of can opener that has a hook on it for making punch holes in cans to help them drain.
Well, Amy T, I had a dream about you last night. I dreamt we were in Australia. Oh, what was it? It was something really weird that was happening. It was like flooding or something really bad, and we were stuck in Australia at your house. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, where'd he go? Okay, so anyway, I was dreaming about you last night. All right, so there's your mashed potatoes. Now, if you want to make these ahead of time, you can put them in the crock pot and keep them on warm. If you get too much milk in there accidentally, just get some potato flakes, like the boxed potatoes, and you can put those in there, and they will thicken it up a little bit, okay? That's the way you do that.
So Gail says if you wait to add the milk till you have mashed potatoes, you won't have lumps. Although you don't get lumps anyway, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. What is the sugar does again?
It just brings, you don't taste the sugar, but it does bring out the sweetness in the mashed potatoes.
Shirley says I never used sugar in my mashed potatoes, so I saw you do it. Now I do it, and so do my daughters for their families.
Oh, that is good. Okay, now, last but not least, your gravy. Now, this morning, when I took out my neck and my liver and my gizzard, I put them in some water, and I started them boiling all day long. Okay? And,
Oh,
woohoo! That's a record, isn't it?
I think so.
611 people on YouTube. Okay, let's do a giveaway.
3:30 on Facebook.
We need to do a giveaway. We'll have to do a giveaway for all these 611 people. Let me think of how I'm going to do a giveaway, okay? All right. So then, now, I am very sad they only put one liver in because I love the liver.
Janice,
Are they delicious?
you put butter in those, right? Janice says I sub half the butter with cream cheese.
Yes. You can sub cream cheese or sour cream or just add them in there. So, what is Jack's opinion of Mom's mashed potatoes?
Tastes horrible.
Then why are you still
He's going
eating
to
them?
snarf them all because they're so terrible.
Oh, is this opposite day?
Yes,
My
it's
time?
opposite day today.
wait, but that's so confusing because then it wouldn't be opposite day.
It's opposite day, huh?
Yum.
Anyway,
Okay, so I saved the gizzard and the liver for giblet gravy, which is on page 196. Now,
Is it
if you
healthy?
want to make regular plain gravy, you just leave out the giblet gravy. You just leave out the giblets on the gravy, okay, if you want to just make plain. Now, what I do is I keep this broth water, and then, okay, you're going to have to stand up. Then, what I do, now, I will say, this is very tricky.
I am sharing the Thanksgiving recipes post again, and this recipe is in there.
Okay, now, let's see if we can get this. And then I pour in my drippings from my turkey. Okay. Hey, I'm doing this pretty good, knock on wood.
So that would be in the comments. I shared it in the comments, and it's also in the description on YouTube and in the show notes at livingonadime.com.
Now, I do save my turkey bones and make turkey soup for one of my leftover days. And Mike is going to put a link to our November menus, which uses leftover turkey for several of the meals, okay? Then, if I get like a couple of pieces of skin or whatever, I just skim those out.
Let's see, where did I put that?
Let's see, anything else? Okay, so then what you do, you're gonna come back here, Dave. You put it on your stove and you bring it to a boil. Now, the trick to getting gravy that's not lumpy is to mix your cornstarch or flour in water before cool water.
So you're making a non-Newtonian fluid for it?
Before you put it in your pan, okay? And then
do you want it to
you
become
stir it up,
do you want
just like so.
Do you want to stir it up enough to where it becomes a non-Newtonian fluid?
Yeah.
You hit
Whoa, those are fancy words, Dad.
No, that's just a fluid where if you hit it, it like doesn't move, but then if you slowly brush through it, it moves like a liquid.
Okay, well there you go. So that chemistry must be doing something for him,
No,
Dad.
it's not chemistry. I knew
Okay.
that for like 5 years.
Okay. It's the garlic. Okay, so then what I do is I get it all nice and smooth, and I pour it in here. There's turkey over here if you want some, BJ, just a minute. And then I bring it to a boil, and that's it. Then you just add, if you want more salt, you just add more salt to your gravy, okay? Now what am I, oh dear, fire.
Seriously?
Hold on. Okay, let me save my biscuits. Those are done, I think. Nope, those aren't done.
Pecan pie
Okay.
is oozed onto the bottom.
So, the okay, so this is why you put
Do we want to take
a
that
cookie
out?
sheet underneath your pecan pie because it dripped over the edge.
Do we want to put one under it because
Well,
it keeps dripping
I
under?
don't have, it's in the sink.
I can
There.
smell it caramelizing.
Okay, that's okay. It's Thanksgiving. We'll show how to clean your oven next week.
Whoa, there's a lot of dishes for making this kind of meal.
Now, I will say that I spent, and I timed myself, so I have spent 1 hour making this meal now, and I spent 1 hour prepping for this meal, and that included making an extra pie. So, this really isn't, you'll want to throw the sill pad on there, it's going to be a mess.
It's dirty.
Here.
Just don't want to
Clean
keep.
that under there.
Just don't want that to keep dripping on the oven.
There you go.
Oops, except it won't let us close because I didn't put it in.
Well, see if it'll,
Uh-oh.
sometimes I can get it closed.
I don't think so. Well, you know.
Okay.
Here you go.
So I spent an hour prepping, and then I just now spent another hour cooking dinner. So it does take about 2 hours to cook this dinner, but it doesn't change for the amount of people that you have. This all is things that would be the same no matter how many people you have.
I'm surprised you didn't reenact the turkey
So,
incident.
did you make all that you're making today, or?
Yeah.
So you
So-
made turkey, and you made sweet potato casserole, and you made a pecan pie, you made the gravy, and the broccoli salad and the orange salad.
Yeah.
The orange Jello salad.
Yeah.
Or
Put out the
might be
fire?
jelly salad if you're not in the U.S.
Yeah.
Did you put out fire?
And I put out a fire. No, just kidding.
You didn't?
And then we serve our turkey on a plate, just like so. And then sometimes if I have a little extra juice, I will dribble it over the top. But that, oh my goodness, that is good.
So we,
About right there.
yum. That is. Oh, yum.
And this is
Can't
pretty
reach.
stinking good, if I do say so myself.
Here we go.
So we had a few people that had joined us after the turkey, and they were just asking if you could clarify on the cooking temperature and time.
Okay, so to cook your turkey, if you're cooking it in the morning of, so let's say you're eating at 5 o'clock at night, you start at 7 o'clock in the morning. I started at 350 for 1 hour, and then I turn it down to 250 or 275 to cook it until 5 o'clock for the last 8 hours. If you are eating around between noon and 2, you put it in your oven at 10 o'clock, anywhere between 10 and 2 o'clock in the morning, however you want to do that. Then in the morning, you do it at 250 degrees. In the morning, you get up and you see if your turkey's done. If your turkey's done, peel it off the bone, save the bones for turkey stock later in the week. Just wrap it up in your fork.
Which thing is that?
It was the gravy.
Oops.
Okay, so
This is not normal. It's the show that's jinxing us.
What?
it is normal. Okay,
It is normal.
Aww.
so my gravy, I didn't have enough cornstarch yet, but now my stove is burned. So what I do
We're doing a full
Okay, so what I do
application reinstall.
is I put in my cornstarch to start and see how thick it gets. If it's not thick enough, when it comes to a boil, like this one isn't thick enough yet, then I will add more cornstarch and water, or flour and water, whichever you want, until it gets thick enough, okay? So, just don't worry about it here. All right, so now, what are the next questions here?
All right. We have a couple birthdays. Do we have a birthday candle? Dear.
I guess we'll just sing happy birthday.
Check the biscuits.
I did. Did I not get the biscuit out? Holy cow! What?
Is that the stuff that's on the bottom? Yeah, that's the stuff from the...
Oh no!
Okay! Open the windows. Oh. We actually have a fire.
So that's the stuff that boiled over from the...
Okay, hold on. The stove is on fire. Dave,
What?
you know, why don't you get this on YouTube since the stove is on fire?
I got it.
Whoa, yeah, you better...
There it
Okay.
is.
So let me think here. How should we deal
You're
with
just
this
cooking it more,
situation?
don't worry. Whoa.
The beauty of live video, guys. Here. I got it. Just let me get it. Can we stick it on that one?
Yeah.
Whoa, hot. You won't melt it?
No.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
The stove.
All right.
Oh, it's still
let's
on
see.
fire. Yeah. Here, should I turn it off?
Turn it off, yeah. Jamie says salt puts out fire.
Okay. Baking soda puts out grease fires. I don't think it was grease, though.
Is mom cooking again?
Yeah,
Dinner's
mom's
ready.
cooking again.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Join us next time for another great edition of...
Fire alarms!
Please buy our book. so
I
can
just
pay
don't
for the
even know
house.
what to say.
How do we stop them?
Okay, tell Dad to put the fan in the window.
Here. You might
Okay.
mute the
How do you
microphone
stop
so it's
them?
not... Or at least
Okay.
turn it
No,
down.
it's not blowing it out.
How do we stop them?
Okay, we know the smoke detectors work. This is good. Okay. So,
It's not the smoke alarms, it's just the alarm to let you know dinner's ready.
so Gina's probably on her way over for her dinner.
She's right here.
So Gina's on.
I was like walking up. You got where's your
So-
yeah, get a fan right by it. That's it. And you got a fan there.
So dinner.
Where are they at?
Oh my goodness.
This is one right here.
Wow. I just. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Mike's gonna pull out the smoke detectors. Hold on.
Where is it? Or is it that
Want me
one?
to blow the ceiling fan?
It's worse than the basement.
Ceiling fan? Come on the show.
I love it.
So anyway, Gina, who gets to eat this dinner.
Oh my gosh, I should probably come back. This is
Well,
This
it's
is-
actually mostly done.
You can go this way. if
I
you
just
want.
didn't
That's
get
okay,
the-
I don't want to be on
So
there.
the gravy boiled over, and then I had the pie boil over. Okay.
This
So
is an interesting.
anyway, that's how you do it. I don't even know what to say.
Hey, it's real life.
I don't even know what to say. Okay.
Come on. Come on.
Actually, we gained like 25 or 30 people.
Okay. So let me see.
All right,
if there's-
dinner's done.
Change
That was the that was the dinner bell.
What's funny
Okay.
because I was just about to say that stuff.
Give me Gina's.
It was
Oh,
just
wait,
like
let me
maybe
turn it back up.
2 tablespoons of
Good, I can come back.
the pecan pie stuff had oozed out onto the bottom, and that's what we put a thing on there to keep it from dripping more, and that's what caught on fire. So,
So anyway, all right.
Susan, haha, that's how you do it, people.
So Gina is here for her dinner, which she may or may not want to eat.
Just wait.
All right, let me see if there's any
Dinner and a
left.
show, love it. It's epic.
Oh my goodness gracious. I need a vacation. Okay, so
One
we're
more
going to
week.
be back on Wednesday's show. Tomorrow, I have a huge surprise for my soap show that I'm doing tomorrow. I am so excited. I have a soap cutter that's been made especially for me. Gina is going to be on tomorrow making my soap beginners kit.
Bloopers.
She has never made soap before, so that could be an interesting show. We're
When?
going to do that tomorrow around 11 a.m., hopefully.
Oh,
And
can I try the broccoli salad?
then Wednesday,
Jamie says she still loves you.
we are coming back, and then we are going on vacation, and we are not going to be live Thanksgiving week because
We're not?
we're actually taking a real vacation.
What?
A real
No
vacation.
way. On Thanksgiving?
Yes.
You're supposed to work on Thanksgiving.
So, okay, taste it and see what you think. Is it still good?
Mmm.
All right, guys.
No smoky flavor. That's awesome.
Please like, subscribe, and share, and visit us at livingonadime.com, and do as I say and not as I do.
Oh my goodness, we
Thanks.
gained a
Hey,
lot of likes.
and you know what?
So
It
many
survived. So this should be a lesson for you if you've ever had a struggle. You can make it. So there you go.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now we have to wait for a sec. Okay, you want me to just cut it? Okay, I'm cutting it.
Okay.